Hello 10th class students. Today we are going to start a new chapter in your science, that is chapter number 5, classification of the element. This chapter of your science book belongs to the chemistry portion, and in this chapter students, as the chemistry start with the name of the chemicals, then we will study about the classification of the chemicals, what are their properties and how they are arranged in different groups in order to easy the study of the chemistry. So let's start students. The topic of the lesson is that periodic classification of the elements. Now students, what is the meaning of first of all classification and then periodic classification? So let's start with the classification. Classification, that means students arranging the things on the basis of their properties. The properties in which they are similar, we keep the substances or the things in group. So grouping of the substances, or here we can say the elements on the basis of their similar properties. That process is known as classification. For example, we classify the students in school on the basis of their knowledge in different classes. Class 1st, class 2nd, class 3rd. If you are the student of class 10th, then somehow you have more knowledge as compared to the class 9th students and low knowledge as compared to the class 11th students. So, in between both 9th and 11th, you are in class 10th. So, it is your property that all the students of the 10th class have nearly the same knowledge of the subjects. Here, we will classify the elements or chemicals on the basis of their similar properties. Now, what is the meaning of periodic classification? Periodic classification means students that they show certain trend in their properties. Their properties are not exactly identical, but they show some trends. We will see about the trends, what are the meaning of, what are the trends that makes them similar and under the same group or in the same period. So, let's start with the history of the classification. Since ancient time students, scientists trying to classify or trying to grouping the elements on the basis of their properties. Let's see since which this work has been started. First of all, a scientist named Dobereiner, it is the early attempt of the classification of the elements. A scientist named Dobereiner tried to classify the substances in the group of 3 elements, and the basis of the arranging of the elements into 3 groups was their atomic masses. The atomic mass of the substances was the main basis of the Dobereiner's triad. It is very important, students, remember that the basis of the classification of Dobereiner was atomic masses of the elements. So, he arranged the elements on the basis of atomic masses and not on the basis of the atomic number. And what was the property of this triad, the group of the 3 elements? It was that the atomic mass of the middle element, the element which was placed in between the two, was nearly the mean of the sum of the atomic numbers of first and third element. For example, let's say lithium, sodium and potassium. These 3 elements were kept in one group. They make one triad. Now, the atomic mass of the element lithium is 6.9 and that of the potassium is 39. So, if we sum up 6.9 and 39 and make its mean, then it is nearly 23. Here it is divided by 2. So, the atomic mass of sodium is 23. This was the relation between the 3 elements of the same triad. But due course of this property, it was not possible to classify or grouping all the elements on the basis of this theory. So, the Dobereiner triad was failed to arrange the maximum number of the elements, and after Dobereiner, the next scientist who tried to classify the element was Newland. Next name of the scientist was Newland, who proposed a theory of the classification of the octave. This theory of classification given by Dobereiner is known as Octave's law. Dobereiner students, instead of classifying the elements in the group of 3, that is triad, he grouped the elements in 8 elements group. That is why it is called octave. Octave related to octet, that means 8. Now, what was the relationship between the elements of the same group? See here that the elements are arranged like this, and 8th element just after the first. 8th element was having the nearly similar property as that of the first. See, here it is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13, 14, and it is 15. Now see, lithium, hydrogen is an exception because it is non-metal. Lithium, after lithium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7th is sodium. So, lithium having property similar to that of the sodium. Somehow the properties of lithium and sodium are similar. In the same way, beryllium resembles with magnesium. This law is also explained on the basis of the 7 rhythm of the music, that is sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. So, the exact 7 letter from the sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. The 8th letter resembles to the 7th letter, first letter again, first note again. So, this law explains the similarity in between the 7th element, and that is why this law is also known as Newland's law of octave. So students, what we have to remember, the most important thing in this law is that it was proposed by Newland first of all. Second thing, every 8 element is similar to the first element. Every 8th element is similar, shows similarity to the first element. Now, there were some limitations of this law. This law is also not valid up to the wide range of the classification of the elements. Let's see what are its main limitations. The very first limitation of Newland was that it could only classify or only arrange the elements up to the calcium and not the element discovered or present after the calcium. The very first limitation. Till that time, total 56 elements were known, but it could only arrange only up to calcium. Second thing, after calcium, every 8th element did not possess property similar to that of the first one. So, it was also a limitation that only up to calcium can arrange. Calcium elements can be arranged only up to calcium and not after that. Third limitation was that at the time when Newland proposed his octet law, only 56 elements were known, but now till date more than 118 elements are known. So, rest of the elements are not possible to classify according to this law, the new discovered element also doesn't show the property similar to the Octave's law. Next is, in order to fit the existing elements arrangement, Newland placed two elements in the same position which different in their properties. So, somehow, in order to fix the elements, Newland also fit two elements at the same position. It was not actually that. In his classification, the inert gases were not given proper position because at that time the noble gases were not known. That is why the next one is, the periodic table did not include inert gas because they were not discovered then, and now when they discovered, they cannot fit in Newland's periodic table. Remember students, the Newland's law of octave was also purely based on the property that all the properties of the elements are state function of their atomic masses and not of their atomic number. So, these were the limitations of the Newland's law. Now, see the classification by other scientists known as Mendeleev. Mendeleev also proposed the new way of the classification, that is called Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev proposed or formed a periodic table in which he arranged the elements according to their atomic masses. Let us see how Mendeleev arranged the elements. First of all, the Mendeleev's periodic law was that Mendeleev believed that the function, see here, the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic function of the atomic masses of the element. It is very important that atomic masses were the base of the classification of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now, what Mendeleev did, students, Mendeleev arranged the elements in increasing order of their atomic masses, and he observed that element shows a repetition in their properties after certain number of atomic masses. So, what he did, he arranged the atomic number in horizontal rows. He put the first element, then second element, then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. He goes on arranging the elements in horizontal rows until and unless he found the element which shows property similar to the first one. When that element is found which has the property similar to the first one, then Mendeleev started the second row. Suppose here he arranged the 8 elements and the 9th element have property similar to the first one. Then Mendeleev put it under the first element and again start the new horizontal line. Again he started arranging them in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and suppose the 17th element show property similar to the 9th element, then he started the third row. He put the 17th element here. In this way, he classified the maximum number of the elements that were known at that time. He totally classified students 63 number of elements according to his law. It was the most successful classification of the elements at that time. So, let us see. Proceeding in this way, he created the first periodic table. Now, the name of the scientist who created the very first periodic table was Mendeleev. And how many elements he classified? He classified nearly 63 elements. And this was the Mendeleev's periodic law, that the function of the periodic physical and chemical properties of elements are state function of the atomic masses of the elements. Let us see the periodic table of the Mendeleev, that how we arrange the elements. So here students, you can see the arrangement of the elements by the Mendeleevs in the form of a periodic table. See here, he arranged the hydrogen in the very first period, or we can say very first row. In the second row, he arranges the helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen and fluorine, oxygen and fluorine. So here he arranged this type of the classification of the elements. Now students, here you see some boxes are in blue color. Here this blue color represents students that these elements were unknown to Mendeleev and rest of these brown boxes were known to the Mendeleevs. And here you can also see some boxes like this which have color somehow different than others. These were the elements which were present in Dobereiner triad. And rest of these elements are classified by Mendeleevs, and all the blue color boxes, the elements which are mentioned in the blue color boxes were not known during the classification of the Mendeleevs, but they were later discovered. And the most important thing is that the places which Mendeleev left blank and the element occupied in that spaces have the exact property that were described by the Mendeleev during his classification, that the element which will be fitted here will have these properties. So the most important thing is that Mendeleev told the property of the unknown element at that time. Okay students, so this is a view of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now students, let's see at a glance what were the features and drawbacks of the periodic tables of the Mendeleev's. First of all, see, the property of the Mendeleev's periodic table is that there were 7 horizontal rows. The vertical horizontal lines were 7 and 8 vertical columns were there in Mendeleev's periodic table, and rows were numbered from 1 to 7. 7 rows and 7 rows called periods, and there were 8 vertical columns from 1 to 8 total, and these 8 columns were known as group. So the horizontal lines like this in Mendeleev's periodic table, these horizontal lines are called periods, and total 8 vertical columns were there, and these vertical columns are called groups. These groups were further subdivided into AB subgroups. So these are the 8 groups. The properties of the elements in a particular period, from left to right, this shows the regular gradation from left to right. This shows the periodicity in their property in a period. So these are the 3 most important features of the periodic table of the Mendeleev's, but along with the features, Mendeleev's periodic table also have some disadvantages or drawbacks. Let's see what were the main drawbacks of the periodic table of the Mendeleev's. First of all, see the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. What are the important properties or merits, benefits of the Mendeleev's periodic table? The very first merits of the Mendeleev periodic table is that Mendeleev left some blank spaces for the elements which were not known at that time, and when they discover, they get exactly position at that place. For example, here the predicted element that Mendeleev left the space for and give the name at that time Eka boron, Eka aluminium and Eka silicon. And at the position of these elements, the actual element discovered later were scandium, gallium and germanium. Second merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table is that Mendeleev gives the property of the elements before the actual discovery of the elements. The elements were not discovered at that time, but on the basis of the trend in his periodic table that the element should have this property at this place, Mendeleev gave the properties. So, Mendeleev predicted the properties. Mendeleev predicted the properties of some elements even before their discovery. It was very important thing that the element were not discovered at that time, but Mendeleev told their property at that time. For example, atomic masses, he proposed the atomic mass 68, and when it discovered Eka aluminium, the element at the place of the Eka aluminium, that is germanium, here germanium, gallium when discovered, then its atomic mass were just nearly equal to or very close to 68, which were proposed by the Mendeleev, that 69.7. He gave the formula of the oxide E2O3, that it will be having the ratio of 2:3, and the oxide of the gallium is Ga2O3. It was exactly what Mendeleev said. Here, what he said about the formula of the chloride ECl3, and the formula of gallium chloride is GaCl3. It is also exactly what proposed by the Mendeleev. Third thing is that, students, Mendeleev's periodic table could accommodate the noble gases when they were discovered. The scientists who proposed the classification before the Mendeleev, they doesn't give any position to the noble gases, but though they were not discovered, Mendeleev gave them a position in his periodic table. So when they discovered, they got their position in Mendeleev's periodic table exactly and suitable. Now, there are some demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table also. Along with the merits, first of all, the demerits were that position of the hydrogen was not justified. Hydrogen actually resembles with alkali metal as well as halogens, so its correct position was not possible for Mendeleev to justify. Second thing, top position of isotopes could not be explained. Isotopes. Let's understand first of all what are isotopes. Mendeleev was not able to give the exact position to the isotopes of the element. Remember, students, this classification of Mendeleev was purely on the basis of the atomic masses. And what exactly isotopes? Isotopes are the atom of the same element having the same atomic number but different mass number. And as this classification was based on the mass number, so the two atoms having different mass number should be placed at different places. For example, Mendeleev give the position to hydrogen, only one position were given, but hydrogen have three types of the isotopes: H1, H2 and H 3. Now the atomic number of all these 3 hydrogen atoms is 1, but their atomic mass on the basis of the difference in number of neutron in their nucleus is different. So this one is having atomic mass 1, this having atomic mass number 2, and this having atomic mass number 3, and respectively they are known as protium, deuterium and tritium. So according to the Mendeleev's periodic table classification, they should be given the different positions because they have different mass number. But it was not actually possible for Mendeleev to provide the position for all the isotopes of the different elements. So this was the biggest drawback or demerit of the Mendeleev's classification of the periodic table. Next is that students, Mendeleev arranged the elements on the basis of their increasing order of the atomic masses. But sometimes due course of the similarity or dissimilarity in the properties, Mendeleev have to put the elements somehow, the elements having more atomic masses than having less atomic masses. For example, here the cobalt having atomic mass 58.93 was placed before nickel having the atomic masses 58.71. So this was also a drawback of the Mendeleev table. Next one is some elements placed in the same group had different properties. Some elements, Mendeleev have to put some elements in the same group but had different properties. For example, manganese is placed with halogen, but manganese have no resemblance in the properties with the halogen elements. So these were the main demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic classification of the elements.